That moment when you try to get out of bed in the morning and your body hasn't caught up yet. Ankles feel stiff, knees are complaining, and your hips feel like they haven't gotten the memo. First off, this stiffness is not random. There are two processes happening inside of your body every night that contribute to the reason why you're feeling like this every morning. Understanding these two things makes this issue potentially fixable, not just manageable. By the end of this video, you will learn number one, why joint inflammation peaks while you sleep and what drives it. Number two, what happens to your joint lubricant overnight. Number three, what to take tonight to feel different tomorrow morning. And number four, a 3-minute in-bed protocol that helps your mobility and joint comfort. Number one, let's talk about inflammation, one of the key things affecting your morning stiffness. While you sleep, your body increases the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. These are molecules from your immune system that help your body repair and fight off pathogens. These cytokines include TNF-alpha and interleukin-6. At the same time, between 12 and 4 a.m., your cortisol, the natural anti-inflammatory hormone, is at its lowest. You're having peak inflammation with no hormonal counter-response while you're laying completely still for several hours. In a healthy body that doesn't have high baseline inflammation, your body handles this fine. However, in people with osteoarthritis, this inflammation surge is amplified. This also includes rheumatoid arthritis and other forms of joint problems. As a result, you feel more stiffness and joint discomfort. Your cortisol, the anti-inflammatory hormone, starts rising between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning, and by mid-morning it reaches useful levels. So when you just wake up, the cortisol still needs to kick in fully. This is exactly why your stiffness tends to loosen up by 10 or 11 a.m. So your body was going to get there on its own. We're just going to get there faster. And the way to do that starts the night before, which is exactly what I'll show you, what you need to do the night before to counter the morning joint stiffness. But first, I want to talk about the second reason why your joints feel stiff in the morning. Inside every one of your movable joints, there's a fluid called synovial fluid. Think of it like a engine oil. It lubricates, helps to deliver nutrients to cartilage, which doesn't have its own blood supply, and it also protects from shock and daily impacts. The ingredient that gives the joint fluid its key lubricating properties is hyaluronic acid. In a healthy joint, it keeps circulating and it's all good. But what happens when you lay down for 7 to 8 hours, not moving your body, especially if you have a condition like osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis? Well, this lubricating fluid actually thickens. Researchers have actually called this the morning gel. It's a real documented phenomenon. So in people with osteoarthritis, this is even more pronounced because there's less of joint lubricating fluid to start with, and it's already thinner than it should be. Here's the thing. A 2008 animal study compared animals that didn't do any movement with those that did cyclic movements. And they found that those who did cyclic movements had double the amount of secretion of hyaluronic acid in their joints compared to those that didn't move. Other research also suggests that the lubricating fluid inside of joints increases and improves with movement. This is why just waiting for the stiffness to go away is not the best idea. You have to get the lubricating fluids moving. This is where the in-bed morning protocol can help. I'm gonna give you practical steps, what you can do in 3 minutes every morning in your bed. But first, let's see how what is on your plate tonight affects how your joints feel tomorrow morning. Remember that overnight cytokine surge that I mentioned in the beginning? Well, there's a window before you go to sleep where what you eat can either amplify this inflammation or help fight it. 2 specific foods have solid clinical evidence behind them for this. Number 1, fatty fish, particularly the omega-3 fatty acids in them. You want to get about 1 gram to 1.5 grams of EPA plus DHA omega-3 fatty acids. EPA and DHA compete directly with arachidonic acid, a building block your body uses to produce pro-inflammatory molecules. So when you consume more omega-3 fatty acids, studies show that joint stiffness, pain, and discomfort can reduce. A meta-analysis of 17 randomized controlled trials found that taking omega-3s for 3 to 4 months can significantly improve joint comfort and function and reduce the reliance on non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen. And number 2, tart cherries. Tart cherries contain high amount of anthocyanins, antioxidants that have been shown to lower inflammation. Many athletes use tart cherries to reduce post-workout muscle soreness and inflammation, and studies show that it might work for joints too. Now let's put all of this together into practical steps you can start doing tonight. Number 1, 1 gram to 1.5 grams of EPA plus DHA omega-3 fatty acids. You can get that in a single serving of fatty fish like sardines or salmon. If you want, you can also take a supplement. And if you don't eat fish, an algae-based supplement also works. Don't just look at the fish oil total on the label. You want to make sure it actually contains at least 1 gram of EPA plus DHA. If you're taking the supplement, take it with your evening meal. The fat from food helps the omega-3 fatty acids absorb better. Another important note on taking omega-3 supplements. If you notice fishy burps, or if you notice that there's a weird odor coming from them, it might mean that the omega-3s inside of the capsule are oxidized. Make sure you look for molecularly distilled omega-3 fatty acid supplement and one that is in the triglyceride form, not ethyl ester. If you are on blood thinning drugs like aspirin or others, make sure to talk to your doctor before taking omega-3s, because they have mild blood thinning properties. Secondly, Montmorency tart cherry juice. I recommend the concentrate version because it has much more anthocyanins than a regular tart cherry juice. Also, avoid products that have high added sugar. Also, tart cherries contain natural amounts of melatonin, which helps you sleep. If you're already taking sleep medications, it's just something to keep in mind. And if you have kidney problems, concentrated tart cherry products can actually be problematic. Another note, your joints and cartilage are about 70% water, so you want to make sure to stay hydrated throughout the day. Here's what you should do next morning. 3 simple exercises. All it takes is 3 minutes in your bed. 30 slow ankle circles, 20 slow knee bends, and 10 hip tilts. Ankle circles, do each direction, both feet. With knee bends, bring your heel towards your thigh and then extend slowly. And with hip tilts, you want your feet to be flat on the mattress, your knees bent, and then gently rock your pelvis left to right. 4 mistakes to avoid. Number 1, taking fish oil in the morning rather than in the evening. It's not catastrophic, but when you take omega-3s in the morning, you're taking it 12 to 16 hours before the night pro-inflammatory window. Taking it before sleep can move the needle for some people. The second common mistake is buying flax seeds or chia seeds, thinking they can replace omega-3s from fish or supplement. While flax seeds are healthy and have their place in a diet, very little of the omega-3s from flax seeds gets converted to the active EPA and DHA that your joints need. If you have joint problems, you will most likely need higher dosages of omega-3s than flax seeds or chia seeds can provide. Third mistake is waiting in bed for it just to pass. While sure, it will probably pass on its own, if you actually do these few things that I told you today, you can significantly speed up the process. And fourth mistake is jumping straight to aggressive morning stretching. Don't do that. And one more thing to keep in mind. Results from omega-3 research show that you need about 3 to 4 months of consistent use. So if you don't see the results immediately tomorrow, don't get discouraged. Give it a few weeks at least. Your morning joint stiffness follows a predictable biological pattern. Overnight inflammation peaks while your cortisol is at its lowest. And also, your lubricating fluid has been sitting still for 7 to 8 hours, and it thickens. Knowing this changes what you do about it and when. So take your fish oil with dinner, and in the morning, do some ankle circles, knee bends, and hip tilts. This will get your joint lubricating fluid moving. Some people wonder, is coffee bad for your joints in the morning? I covered that in my short video. Watch it next.